year has just like sped by. Cannot believe we're already looking at fall. I have 5 new journals ready to go in the shop today, and I should get those listed, I hope, by this afternoon. I've got to go to our farm today and think about a display of pumpkins and straw bales and corn shocks, and that's when you know that fall has really landed in my little world. I'm going to take you through these journals. This one is, hold on a second, let me get my glasses. This is a bigger journal. This is 42. This is 8 by 6.5, and it has orange and yellow, red, blue, colors of fall, and a super cool peace sign. This is glass, and it has gold flecks in it, and it just went really nicely with the book. So we'll take a peek inside this. I have a pocket on the front, of course. These are coloring cards, and this one says "Be kind," and you can put a little frame around it if you want. So we've got lots of bookmarks, tags, mini books for you to play with, quote cards, project life cards. This is a vintage Christmas card. I love using these vintage Christmas cards. I just think they're so super cool. Calendar elements, a little bit of Halloween because, you know, getting around that time of year. Magazine images. Love using fashion magazines for those images. Have some packaging for you to play with. I use a lot of packaging in my art because it's just so, it's already a pre-made tag. When you really look at it, it's got the hole up here, and it's got nice tag board for you to work with. Some vintage maps, project life cards that say "Hello Adventure." These are some images from Berkeley Plantation here in Richmond. I'm not sure if Berkeley's in Richmond or not. I don't get out much. And some elements for you to play with here. Some different cards and coloring things. This is a piece of cardboard that comes from, I still prefer to use the old-fashioned light bulbs. And I love the way that they're packaged because the packaging in itself is very interesting. And I use it for stamping and all kinds of things like that. This is some vellum. I'm starting to play more with vellum because somebody blessed me with some magazine images, and I'm very anxious to start playing with it. This is vintage sheet music. It's just so pretty, and I did a little, online looking to see how to attach it to. I have some ATC scrap things that I'm working on right now. So I'll have to figure out how to attach it and make it look pretty. A tiny bit more Halloween. Got some vintage postcards and a tag to play with. Love these new fibers from my friend Jeannie. Look at that. They're so fat and sassy. I like them. Got some speech bubbles for you to play with. More cards. This is a vintage. Remember when you used to make phone calls and actually used to log them in a phone call log? That's one of those. These are some skinny books and mini books for you. More elements. I think there's a Yahtzee scorecard, magazine elements, some magazine elements from the travel brochures around here, and text page for you to play with. This is a planner item. It does have a pocket right here, and inside the pocket are things for you to play with. This might inspire you to, I made a planner from an old address book, and it was really cool, and I really do like it, but I just could never quite get into the planning thing. Not planning like in a planner. I have books that I plan in, but not an actual planner thing. These are flowers that I made from a little bit of vellum and the insides of envelopes. This is a fun pocket. It's got a vintage bingo card, vintage dictionary pages, some items from some packaging from Seven Gypsies, and a few cards for you to play with. Got a little side-tied skinny book right here. Some not acetate, I keep wanting to say that word, transparencies for you to play with here, and lots of fun cards. Pat Boone, and because it's fall, y'all, there's a flower, there's a leaf. I'm sorry, it's early in the morning. I'm having my coffee. I'm not quite all there yet. And there are elements inside this little pocket for you to play with. This is, remember when we all used to learn typing? I think that some of us did. This is from an old typing instruction book. I love education ephemera. I think it's so pretty. And some stickers for you. This is a playing card from a game. I don't know which game it is. This has, I love this. I think it's so pretty. And I'm not quite sure what it's called. If anybody knows what this is called, it looks like it's lacy paper. That's what I call it. I've got really cool cards back here. Those are so pretty. And more of the transparencies for you to play with. I've got some more stickers, more cards, Chinese newspaper, more vintage office ephemera, which I just totally love. And back here we've got stickers that are family stickers, dad, sister, brother, grandpa, and a little bit of bling for you. I've got one of my sewn books in here for you right here, and a pocket full of goodies in the back. And there we go. This is our first little journal. She's cute. Now, this one has another glass element on it. It matched perfectly. It has the blues and the swirls of gold. Just such a pretty, really pretty element. You know, if you don't want to leave this here, you can take it off and make a necklace out of it. Remember, these are flow journals, so take them apart and use them in different ways. Or don't take them apart. I know a lot of you don't like to take them apart and use them for inspiration, or, you know, I think these kind of journals would be perfect to give to someone in a hospital who is a crafter that maybe does not have their craft supplies with them and would love to craft, but, you know, they don't have their things with them. So I think it'd be a super sweet gift for someone like that in hospital. This one has a little pocket, and there are little things inside the pocket for you. Love this image with this little frame, so I know that you creative folks can do something with that. We've got a vintage bingo card, more vintage elements here, and a little bit of boo for you. Vellum. These papers are from Seven Gypsies. They're absolutely gorgeous. Vintage dictionary, vintage sheet music. This is a vintage page from a magazine about dogs. This is from a kids magazine. I can't remember what the kids magazine was called. Highlights, that's what it was. Vintage Christmas cards. I love these because they're signed. I just think that makes them so interesting. And we've got planner items for you. This is also, these are stickers that can go into a planner. This is a Pekingese. That's from the vintage dog book. Vintage dictionary, Seven Gypsies, vellum, some photographs from an old book. These are Indian photographs, and there are several on this page. There's also a feather in here, a handmade feather, and some burlap. This is something new. I had never seen it before. Someone gave it to me, but it's a burlap, a rather heavy burlap sheet, which I really did like. Something for you to color. Fall Yall. These are collage sheets. They're very pretty. And border strips, you know, if you want to make someone a card. Got some vintage wrapping paper, magazine, Pat Boone, handmade paper, sewn paper, ledger paper. This is vintage office ephemera. More Pat Boone magazine images. This was a Tibetan Mastiff right here. And this is the whole, when I put these things in, y'all, I try and leave the whole thing. So if you're interested in what you see, then you can just pull the element out of your flow journal and read about it. And we've got more planner items for you, calendar. I love this little coloring card. It says, let's stick together. These are items from a magazine, little skinny books and mini books for you. Vellum, more of the transparencies. This says, hold fast to your dreams. Has a little girl playing a cello. More cardstock. This is vintage. I got a whole book that had bird plates in it. Really amazing. Vintage ephemera. A little more about a dog. This is about the pug dog. Look at him, he's cute. And some pages for you to play with. Vellum, lots of pockets here. A little bit of Halloween, a little bit of bling for you. Tags, cards, bookmarks, tag board pieces, beautiful butterfly. This is from a Japanese cookbook, vintage Japanese cookbook. These are some elements that I was playing with, and I sprayed a bunch of cards, and I thought that they turned out really fun to put in here. And this is, sorry, these are so pretty. They're glittery flowers. And I know that we've used these other items, but I like to use items like this. I'll cut around this and put it on a card and just use this kind of shadow that we have going on here. More of the same kind of elements for you. And I've put some little pearls in here. And we've got a mini book, a vintage LL Bean order card. Remember when we used to order things like that? This card says fantastic. This pocket has some vintage postcards in it from my buddy Ann. Calendar elements. This is a planner element. I know that this kind of sticks out, but it's okay because it works. And some bling on the back for you. Little envelope. More highlights. And a pocket in the back that has a fabric pumpkin and a fabric spider right here. And of course a pocket in the back for lots of things for you to play with. So there we go, y'all. First two that are going in the shop today. And thanks for joining me. And stick around for the next 3 little flow journals that I have going in the shop. I'm sorry I'm scattered. It really is first thing in the morning. Okay, see y'all later. Bye.